Hi guys, before we start today's show, I thought I'd announce the winner of the coasters. Now these were the ones that were done with the cheap micas. So you had that one, that's all resined. And there's the swipe. So yeah, they're all resined and cork backed. Now, the winner is, drum roll, Felicia Palmer. Congratulations, Felicia. You won the coasters. I'll be getting in contact with you very soon, and they will be sent off to you. Thank you everyone for having a bit of a play and putting jelly beans in the comments. We got a great response, so thank you very much, and let's get on with the show. Hi guys, today I thought we'd have a bit of a play with a swipe that we're going to modify. What I've got is an MDF round that was already painted. I didn't like it, so all I've done is give the top a bit of a sand, smoothed it out a bit, and we're going to paint over the top of that one. Okay, so what we're going to do is throw down some pillow paint first, which is British Paints Low Sheen, which is a house paint. For interior walls, it seems to work really well. Don't use ceiling paint because it cracks really bad. Goes chalky and it's pretty average, so you don't want that. So we'll throw some of this down. That should be enough. Okay. So hopefully I want part of that to be white. Or mostly white. So what I'm going to do is grab some pearl white, which I have sitting just here. And we're going to lay some of that down on one side of it. And if I'm lucky, it might fade from pearl white into just basic white. I'm going to put some pearl white down first. Now, as you spin this, it's all going to spread out anyway. So, it's all good. Now, we'll mess around with some colours. I really wasn't sure what I was going to go for, so I'm just having a bit of a play, to be honest. Just make up something as I go along. So these here are Pebeo iridescent colours that I've chosen, but I've mixed in some interference colours by this little piggy. Like I've mixed in some macaw and some comet and some other bits and pieces with it. So you tend to get some crazy little colours that pop up and do weird things. So just because you grab a colour doesn't mean you can't modify it. Tweak it, do whatever you like. Make something totally different to what it was straight out of the tube or little pigment jar. Most of it you can mix and match anyway, so. So all I'm doing is just laying random colours down. Higgledy-piggledy. This is a purple. Now, if I remember, I'll put the names of what the colours were originally in the description. So at least you've got a basic start point to start messing around with your colours. So most of these are tube paints, but they're all mixed with pigments as well, like micas. So they're all those colours. Then I might throw down some Comet by this little piggy, which is an interference pigment. So they look white until you tilt it in the light. Don't know whether you'll be able to see it because the lighting in here is absolutely terrible. But yeah, you get a little bit of a colour shift there. Once it's coated in resin, it definitely colour shifts really nice, especially if there's black underneath it. It tends to stand out a lot more. Okay, so we put some of that down. Now I've got some other interference colours here by Pearlex that are interference red and interference blue that I've mixed together. Just drizzle it around. So that's actually a mix of red and blue. And I have a violet one here somewhere. There it is. So it still looks white, but you can see the violet tinge to it when it hits the light. Put some of that down. Okay. We'll go with that. I might throw a little bit of fairy floss in. Why not? I've got a thing for fairy floss, which is another, this little piggy pigment, which is a really pretty pink like that. But me being me, I've added some interference violet in with it. So it ends up being a little different in the light than normal fairy floss. Okay, we'll give that a go. See what happens. Now, that's full of bubbles. So what I will do is grab a torch from over here. Naturally, it's always a mile away. Okay, got it. It's all good. So just keep the flame well and truly away from it. Like that. Anything that doesn't pop, You can always pop with a little skewer or even the back of one of these. There you go, popped it. Okay, now cell activator time. So for the cell activator, I have Amsterdam Lamp Black, I have Amsterdam Titanium White, and then I have a custom one that I've made up that has pigments and all sorts of other little trippy things in it, which I will mix in. So what we'll do is start with the black first, which is like that. Now we'll swipe across the bottom edge, like so. Then I'm going to grab another card, put down some white cell activator and some black together. So what we'll do is start with white on the playing card first. Then we'll put some black on. Like that, just a little bit. And then in between that, I've got a little custom one that I made, which is actually black, purple, and then some interference pigments in with it. So then we'll swipe that across. And then at the top part of it, I'm just going to go white. Over the top of the white pearl part. Like so. Okay. Now, what we'll do is give that a bit of a tilt. We'll just stretch the cells out a bit. Like so. Okay. Tilt that back down so we end up with some white. Like that. Then what I will do is grab a skewer and just go in and add just a few little squiggly lines here and there. To see you've got different patterns in different places. Okay, so scrape up some of these drips. they will fling everywhere when I spin it. Now, stick it in the center of your spinner, as close as possible to center. That way everything flows out evenly. Unless you wanted things to move around. But we want everything just to spin out nice and even at the moment. Before I spin it, I'm going to give that another quick torch, because I can see some little air bubbles here and there. It's best to torch them now, because if you leave them till after you've spun it, those little white dots will get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're left with big white dots. Okay, so you don't have to be too close to it. Oh, look at that, dead center. Lucky. Okay, so we'll give that a spin. Don't have to go super fast. That way you can see, if you go slowly, where everything's moving. So you give it a few turns, stop it, and that way you can see where all your colours are going. Because if you've got all your white coming off and you wanted white at the top, then all you have to do is change the position on your spinner so that more of the colour comes off and you're left with more white. Because as that spins, everything comes this way. So I want the white to go a little bit further off, so I'm going to move that off center. So now the weight of the paint is want to go that direction. Just wipe my hands because I'm covered in paint now. Okay, so give that a little bit more of a spin. Go back the other way. Okay. And there we go. That turned out quite pretty. So, we'll pop that up. And you should be able to see the interference colours, like the red and blue, that's just above the pearl. So that's all shiny and shimmery. Alright guys, that's how I do one of my little modified swipes. Always clean around the edge, so all the drips don't distort the top of your pattern on the top. Otherwise the weight of the paint tends to drag all the drips down the side, and then all your design at the top all ends up getting distorted and all out of whack. If you really wanted to, you can go in and add some little features to it and things like that while the paint's still wet and there's still a little bit of paint on the top. But yeah, you can do pretty much whatever you like. Chop and change things as you go, rearrange things differently, just to make different patterns, different shapes. Sky's the limit. Alright guys, if you found that helpful, that's a bonus. If not, well, oops, sorry. Please like, share and subscribe. Ring the notification bell. That way you get to see all the videos that I put out as soon as I release them. And thank you so much for watching. I'll do a flyover of this, and I'll put it at the end of this video so you can actually see, hopefully, what I'm seeing. So, alright guys, have fun, take care, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.